You can hear
Maybe.
my clacky typing.
We are live every time. It surprises me with this computer. A great friend of the show, an all-around wonderful person, one of our favorite people in the world. No, it's not you, Ro.
It's Ro. No, it's
I'm
Ro.
bowing, dummy.
Laura Huie, how are you? It's been too long.
Doing great. Finally getting cold, so I love the cold weather. When it was like 80s on the October, I was like, what is this? I need my scarves.
Where are you?
I'm in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
So I like the cold. I like the snow. I'm hoping for a nice wet snow.
So, Laura, I know you don't have a new book coming out.
Nope.
And originally you're like, well, I got nothing. Why would I be on your show? So I have a whole slew of things we can talk about.
If need be, I could try to figure out a way to load up the second book cover for Sunset if need be. If there's a question I have to dodge. I have that cover done, just not written.
So I have multiple choice for you. You can pick which one we go to first.
Okay.
We can talk about
roll for it.
We can talk about your broken binding. We can talk about your BookBub ad. We can talk about the difference between Isekai and Royal Road, because one day I should maybe know this. Or we can talk about your first foray into Comic-Cons. Which would you like to talk about first?
Let's get the Isekai one done.
Okay. What is Isekai / Royal Road? Are they different? Tell me I'm old. I don't know these things.
I'm not going to be mean like that. No. Nothing's wrong with that. He has less gray hair than me. There's different reasons why, but he has less. I can't poke him on it.
That is one way to look at it, Laura. Absolutely. I'm done now, I guess.
So Royal Road is a place where you can share your story for free. It's also a great way to get beta feedback pretty quick and know if a story is going to click. Obviously, with the readers that are on that area, because the readers that are on Royal Road website are different than those that are on Wattpad. That's great.
This is for EL, since he's asking about my shirt.
That is a great shirt. Lord of the Rings, that is amazing.
This is what I wear to Comic-Cons now. I have 6 silly shirts, and this is one of them. Shirts
are a way to get people to come up and talk to you. I have learned that's also a way they just buy your books because of the shirt.
I really try to avoid people. That's a problem with Comic-Cons. But anyway, Isekai.
The first one he went to, he didn't wear a shirt at all, and people were like, "Yes, I'll buy your book. Just put it back on. Put something over yourself."
I should see if there's another way to twist that sales pitch on that. So Isekai, to stay focused, is when you go to another world. The main character gets to another world. They generally, it's not, reincarnation can be tied with it if they're born in the other world as an adult or take over another person's body. But if they just travel there, that's considered Isekai, whether it was against their will or they did it willy-nilly to get there. Most of the time it's against. And that is then they are taking on a big bad monster in the other place. And to give the reader a connection to it, they are a mundane person like us who glitches the magic generally in a different way because they think differently than the standard people there. And you kind of have fun reading about that adventure, how they take it on. But yeah, Royal Road is a publishing website. It's free. That's one that people love about it. You don't need an account to read on there like Wattpad. Some places require accounts like what is that one website? Ream requires a login, whereas this one doesn't. You'd be surprised how many people actually end up reading your story, and how similar, even though it's free, how you still have to market your book. Son of a gun! I thought I would get away from that. They're like, yeah, if you want to be found out, you got to make sure you do. There's free marketing where you trade shout outs with other authors. You try to hunt those that are on a list called the Rising Stars, and that way you trade out and shout at each other because you're getting a bunch of new followers and everything. Or you pay for ads, which means you got to make an ad and everything. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. So you have to talk to people?
For the privilege of giving away your book.
What is the advantage of giving it away? One, if you just want to write for fun, or you wrote it for yourself and you're like, yeah, I'm just curious what others think, or you don't care, you just want other people to see the story, that's fine. You could lead into getting tipped either with like Ko-Fi, Patreon, I'm linking it on the PayPal kind of stuff. You get paid that way. And that one author is doing that. What is the Max Life Mage? I'm gonna get you this full title because New Life is a Max. Yeah. A new life as a max level arc mage. You could actually consider this one an isekai portal fantasy, because they entered a VR MMO game they used to love, but they can't get out now. And actually, they're their character that they played in the game, who's the most powerful character known in history of this game. It turns out, so time has passed since they last were in, and they're trapped. It's if you like the show Frieren, it has a lot of that kind of similar vibe, so people love that one, but. The reason why I'm pulling up this one, the author Arcane Cadence, he currently is making over $28,660 a month on his Patreon.
Wow.
And that's with 58. What chapters was it? 59 chapters now. That's how much he's making.
That's crazy. So if someone was to put a book and serialize it for like Royal Road,
yeah.
Could they then turn around when it was finished and put it on Amazon?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's actually the process I'm trying to work on with the one I serialized, is to prepare to put it over there. You could also pitch to the small publishing houses that are out there. Atheon's out there. Sound Booth Theater, actually, you could pitch to. Podium, Moonquill, all of those kind of thing.
So I have a question. Can you do the reverse thing? Like, for instance, my Proxima Station, which I don't have a copy of, Rhoda, hold up now to the camera. I know, sad. I did, but I put Laura's books there.
I was going to say, I see that you got one of the early edition books.
But could I, after I finish Proxima, the first 6 books will be 10 chapters each. That's 60 chapters. Could I then cheat and then put chapter 1 up for Proxima and do it, publish the books, and then put the chapters up afterwards?
So... just don't be in Kindle Unlimited. You could do that.
As long as you're not in Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah. You
so
just
I mean,
have to be careful about the Kindle Unlimited for the book.
Right. So I could do that for any book, really, if I wanted to. I could just take it out of, go wide, and then put it on Royal Road and see. Yes,
they will ask when you submit it to get reviewed, because actually every story is reviewed before it's submitted. The blurb in first chapter. Is yes, this book has been published elsewhere, located at the following. And they even want that if you publish on other websites. That author I mentioned, he actually writes that he's writing on Space Hub, which is another like Royal Road, Scribble Hub, and I forget 2 others, but they list on there, this book can be found there. So if you find that story located at other sites, it's been scalped. And there's scalpers. Unfortunately, if you look for mine, it's now on 2 sites, and I'm going to have to go through that process and be like, this isn't allowed here. So.
Okay. Cool. So I know now what the difference between isekai and... So basically, isekai is like Jumanji if they never made it back to at the end of the movie. Okay.
Yes, the newer one, not the old one yet.
Right.
I guess that's a reverse isekai, the old one. The game came here.
Let's see.
Yeah, web novel is another one, Bo. I don't advise people on that one because they have a disgusting contract. If they like your story, they'll ask, "Hey, can we publish your story?" And you'll be like, "Yeah." By the way, we get your IP, and you're like, "Wait, what?" We could replace you as the author, by the way. And there you go.
Hell.
Yeah, so web novel is definitely one of the ones you've got to watch that contract.
Why would anybody sign that?
People
if
don't
you don't
always
read it.
Yeah.
So talk to us about Comic-Cons.
So I went to a few this year because someone kept pestering me to go to them. He was like, you gotta go. No, you're great. You're wonderful.
No, I'm the problem here.
Not a problem. It was actually a lot. AJ, it was a whole new adventure by far. The first one I went to was a nice, small, free little local event. And I poor Mike can tell you, I was messaging. I'm like, do I bring this? What do I do? Food, water. Do I make eye contact? What's normal? Do I touch the customer? Yeah. Do I stand in front of the table? I mean, I was a panic mess. No, and it went great. Actually, there was 2 people at my first con. I saw at every single con after that. They were at all 4, and they came up, so it was great.
Nice.
It was actually. It kind of made me laugh. So that first one went great. I was going off Mike's kind of goal of 3 times the cost is what you were doing to do that. And I hit that for all but 1 con this summer. So, and that was because I had to pay for a hotel. Filling that hotel. I debated about sleeping in my car that night, but it was too noisy.
The hotel cost will do it. That'll ruin you.
Yeah. So that was the only one that I didn't. I mean, I went past the cost of the con in the hotel, but not that one. But it was fun to talk and run into people to just talk about fantasy books. And one thing I noticed that a lot of readers love is, like, I noticed if I didn't click with them, and I'd be like, hey, what genre do you like? And they loved it when you directed them to another one, because some people will have like the second con I went to, which was insane on how that one went. They sold 4,000 tickets, and I did 70 units I did in that one.
Wow, nice.
Yes, that was the one I made a lot of money. I was like, what is this? And that one, they had a map of all the indie authors that were there and a little icon for what that author represented.
Oh, nice.
And one thing I did at the end of the first day, I went around and checked the other fantasy authors, and I was like, can you tell me what kind of fantasy you are? Grimdark, historical, this. And then that way, if a reader came up looking for that on mine, I could just direct them right to that. And so it made a great relationship with readers, actually. A few of them I was able to get in contact with through Instagram after. And I mean, it was just fun to have that sense of community.
Yep.
So.
The other vendors are really nice too with those things, especially when you're first starting out, because you don't know what you don't know, right? And you see that somebody will have some really nice setup for something. And I spent quite a while with one guy talking about stuff. He's like, oh yeah, you get these here and you get these here and just go, get whatever. But everybody is so willing to help out, people. It's a great atmosphere.
Yeah. One thing that was entertaining to me was how readers of a favorite genre were so different from other genres, how they interacted with authors. The guy next to me at the Cincinnati Book Fest Columbus. I always mix up. Columbus Book Fest. He was a military thriller guy, and I told him, hey, just write a receipt of like your tropes that are in your book and put that in your book. It was his first con. He didn't know what to kind of like set up. He didn't even have business cards, which he was so mad about not having by the end. He almost sold all his books at this fest. And I think only 1 or 2 exchanges of these was someone asking for more details on the book. The rest were, they opened the book, read the blurb. Yep. Thank you. Took the money and done. That was it. No talking. I was like, he doesn't even pitch it. That is amazing. No, that talks about how he nailed his cover and he nailed his blurb, and like they knew what, thanks to his trope list that he had there, they knew what they were getting right away. He sold almost 40 books that time. I think he ended up selling 38, but
nice.
Never had to like wave a customer over or anything.
So I had a similar experience when I went last year to the Columbus Book Fest. The woman next to me, she wrote sci-fi, like hard sci-fi. And she's like, I've never been to one of these before. And I'm like, coaching her. And then it came to be like 2:00 on Sunday. She's like, well, I'm sold out. I guess I'm leaving now. And I'm like, I got plenty of books. See you later.
It was That's definitely how it felt. I was not expecting that, man. I'm jealous. I shouldn't have been coaching you at all.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. Actually, it was at that con. Matt Denham was talking there right at the tent next to me. I was so excited about that. And so was Rebecca Thorne with him. So I was like two big authors I really like to follow along. And I had my Desperado Club shirt from Dungeon Crawler Carl. I sold my books to people who just came up because I had that shirt. They didn't want to know the blurb. They didn't want to know it. They're like, if you like Dungeon Crawler Carl, I'll probably like your book.
Okay.
That are people who do not understand causation, but that's fine.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to fight this.
So I will tell you one of the things I learned this year. I went to a show with James Maxey, and it's the first one I had Proxima Station, because I will mention it, Ro, even though I don't have it to
That's
show.
quite all right, man. You do you.
And thank you, Laura. There we go. This was not arranged ahead of time, I swear. But anyway, I was like, it's just a novella. I have novellas I sell for $10 and novels I sell for 18. He goes, put it with the novels. He goes, if you don't sell it today, then move back over to novellas tomorrow, but put it with the novels. And as the first show I had it, and I did, and I'm like, yeah, this is a short book. I almost like apologized, like, oh, it's a short book? Great. And I started selling it, and people were like, that was a selling point that, hey, this is a really short book.
That's what they want, to try out new authors. They like, the short books.
And the one person actually at the show I just did with Dave Dobson this past weekend, I was like, yeah, it's really short books. Like, oh, I like short books. I'm like, or if you want your money's worth, I have Heliotrope, which is 800 pages. And he's like, oh my God, yes, I'm going to get both. And I'm like, wonderful. Heliotrope is heavy, and the other one is my book, so I make good money on it. So great.
There you go.
So, but yeah, that's the thing. I have Chris Ritchie's Small Town Problems, and he has on the cover a sci-fi novella. I'm like, I want to white out the novella part, but I put it over with my books. People buy it. Oh, it's short? Great.
So apparently the word novella is like a stigma, but short novel. Now we're talking.
Yeah, exactly.
You can read this quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
feel like you've accomplished something.
It's kind of like you had Noah on here the other day. He was talking about how he likes getting short novels, novellas for his airplane rides that he does all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely short books. I mean, there's an audience for that. And yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about, you had a BookBub ad, and I'm insanely jealous of you. Should I
feature.
be? Oh yeah, BookBub feature, yes.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. I was surprised because I kept hearing people talk about they're usually rejected. And I was like, I'm not even as popular as them. Whatever. You know what? I'll treat myself just to boost my ego. And I was surprised. Like within, I think it was 48 hours, I got the accepted kind of thing. Yeah, it was a quick. And they were like, oh, you're set up for this time. What do I do? I think it helped that book is wide compared to my other ones. And I did US only. I did not make my money back on it. I'm still trying to claw my way out of that. But I'm still seeing buys happen from it, which is surprising. Like, I don't market my book, so I know it's from that. I don't talk about my books at all. Social media, don't know what that is lately. I kind of live in a cubby hole.
I think you're better off in the cubby hole than social media.
It helps. It really does help my mental health lately.
I was going to say, mental health is probably much better off,
even when I'm trying to train the algorithm to be a certain way, I hiccup and I go the other way. I'm not, just doesn't. I mean, right now it's great. It's like K-pop demon hunters crocheting stuff all the time on my algorithm, so got that going. But that's not helping my books.
So let's talk, because you do crochet. Did you sell those at Comic-Cons?
I did. Thank you so much. Again, Mike has a ton of advice on this. So some things I sold. Some of them I just wanted to give them away because they were like just cheap little kid toys that I made to pass fidget with my hands during meetings. Like But I was surprised. I was trying to sell this one dragon. I had it out, and someone's like, "Can I actually buy that?" I'm like, "Yeah, just $10." And I'm like, "What?" And I'm all, "If you want 5," and they're like, "No, 20." I was like, "Oh, okay." They were
Did they actually give you
horrified.
20?
Yes.
Did they? Nice.
They were horrified. I was trying to sell this cheap. I'm like, I'm an amateur. I'm not even counting stitches.
Oh, it's amazing what people sell at a Comic-Con and how much they get for it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to make money at a Comic-Con, you got to get into the sticker business.
Yeah. So
people do some ridiculous turnover on stickers.
I could see that. So I did have people stop, to answer El Monteco's question. I did have people stop by because of the crocheted items. I had a couple goblins stacked up, and someone's like, "Why do you have a stack of goblins?" I'm like, well, there used to be 3 in a trench coat, but one ran away. And then they started talking to me. Or the dragon one they really liked. The thing that drew a lot of people, I have a dragon mask. A few years ago, a friend of mine wanted to do a costume party, actually, at the History Science Museum. So I had a dragon mask from that, and I had it out on my table. And so many people came over and had fun touching it, wearing it. And because they came up for the dragon mask, they're a fantasy person. And hey, look, fantasy books. So it was a great segue between that and the various crochet items I had. Another one someone bought, which made me laugh, was I made a rock. And it looked like a rock from, Everywhere and Allwhere at Once, whatever that movie is, when she becomes a rock and adds the googly eyes and turns around. That's what it looked like. Oh, okay.
Mike hasn't seen it. It's
a movie. It's a movie. I haven't seen it.
That's fine, but it's such an impactful scene. Like, they're just rocks, and they turn around, there's a googly eyes, and you just start crying. Like, oh, she gets it. And
so you sold someone a rock.
Yeah, I sold someone a rock.
A fake rock, even.
Yes.
That's excellent.
So, Laura, just to tell you, James Maxey, his wife crochets, and sometimes she'll go with him. And he's like, one of these times I will outsell her at the table. But she makes more money with crochet than he makes with his books. And he has 25 books, and he's been doing it for 12 years. So,
I mean, I could believe that. Some people crochet fast. I can't. And I just do it more to give me a task to do while I'm waiting either for my work to kind of move along, or I'm frustrated in a meeting that I'm listening to. At times, notice I'm not crocheting, but I do have it nearby, guys. So just that's
okay. So we know if we're really starting to get annoyed,
I'm going down here.
If I could do something like that every time I get annoyed at a meeting, I'd be a crocheting mother right there, boy. I tell you, there would be some output happening.
I mean, that's kind of how I started making the various items. Was I was doing the dragons. Oh yeah, I made a dragon and an egg. People liked those. They were actually open for those to be customizable. So I probably tried making that again, because it was a lot easier than the dragon that I inspired off of Valkandi kind of look. I made a red dragon and outlined his wings. That one was, I think I spent 2 hours to make the dragon and then 30 minutes on the egg, whereas the other one was like 4 hours of time. So
how big are these crochet things you make? Are they like fist size?
This big.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much do you sell them for?
Because I'm not professional, I was only selling for like $10, and like the little kid ones, I had fish that I used to crochet for my kids. Those I just gave away. But yeah, that's why that person was mad at me for only charging 10. I'm like, you can see the stitches are off. It's not. I'm just trying to get rid of these.
People buying it can see it too, and there's very little you can buy at a Comic-Con for $10.
And that's, I think, was part of the appeal. So maybe next time, maybe I should try ramping it up a bit and just kind of make a bunch of those little dragons with multiple different eggs they could pick from and build your own dragon, I guess.
So, Laura, one of the most soul-crushing things I ever experienced at a Comic-Con is that the woman next to me at her table, she had little vials, like you see in the chemistry lab, like 20 mil vials. She put one greenhouse from Monopoly in it. She put some glitter and a little food coloring, filled it with water, and called it a gnome home.
$10.
So, $8, but this was also 2 years ago. And I'm like, that's just one McDonald's or one Monopoly house glitter I'm like,
Yeah.
and she's selling them for $8, and she sold out. And she went and she's like, I got to make more up for tomorrow, and she sold out again. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong here? I'm spending a year to write this book, and it's time I was selling the book for $16. I'm like, I'm selling my book for twice that price. She's already lapped me 16 times, and I'm like,
but she has 8 Monopoly boards with no houses at home, so she can't play.
Yeah, and every teenage girl came up and bought one of those stupid things.
Oh my God!
They're not, but I mean, they brought them, made them happy and everything. So
yeah, did not make me happy. I was like, how much time did you spend on that? My God!
So what I need to do is, you're saying, is print out 3D Mike Mullins, put them in a little test tube with some glitter, and call it Jealousy No.
Yes, absolutely. Or Angry Dwarf, whatever. I don't have a beard though. I guess I can't be a dwarf.
I would like to buy one.
We could add a beard in one of them. See, like, can you shake it to get the beard on him? Make him a dwarf.
Make it a little game. Yeah.
If you get it, you get the bottle for free. Oh man, that's actually a fun idea to get people to come up, shake this, land the beard on them. You get the book for free or something.
Yeah, and just tell him if you ever see Mike Molman at a show and show him this, he will give you one of his books.
Yes, and I'll pay for that to cover that.
He'll go up and say it, and then Mike will have to give it to him.
And then Mike will turn red in the face, and you'll see steam coming out of his ears. But yeah,
the bottle pops then. Perfect.
So
I'm just looking for something to show you guys. So carry on.
Okay, so now that you went through your first cycle of doing Comic-Cons, are we going to do more next year? Are we going to do the same? Are we going to do less?
I'm trying to do, so the big one the one I was not expecting to be big is the big Ohio Book Con, because last year was actually its first time ever doing it. They're now extending it to be 3 days. They are having multiple locations of the event with multiple shuttles going on and everything. And it's just going to be a lot bigger because it was crowded in the county hall we were in. It was just so insanely hot because there were so many bodies going on. I mean, they had fans going and everything, but people were just shoulder to shoulder at times because there were so many. It was great.
Where was this at? Was this in Cleveland?
Yeah, it was pretty much in Cleveland. It's in a town
called Columbus. Columbus and Cincinnati are the home of two of my most abject failures at Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
I mean, Columbus was awful.
Yeah.
Oh, I can never go back to Ohio.
So I didn't mind Columbus too much. I mean, we had pouring rain for a bit where literally we were standing on the tent to help keep it down because of how bad the storm got. So the fact that
outside thing?
Yeah. Rain or shine, it's going to happen. And boy, they weren't kidding.
We have one of those events in my hometown. And Mike, it rained a couple years ago when you were there, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's over a 2-day, a Friday, Saturday, and it's either blisteringly hot or just torrential downpours.
Take your pick.
And it was crazy, but it would rain for like 3 hours in the middle of the afternoon, and then the rain would stop and you'd lift your tent back up. And for the next 4 hours, people came back out again. And
and that's what kind of happened with this one.
Yeah, that's where I learned to not store my books in cardboard boxes outside. And I bought Tupperware plastic storage containers now. But, yeah.
I thought we told you about that.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Well, then, Ro, I need a thank you because my books were in that giant storage container and everything. So thank you. It makes it also easy to just be ready for every con. I was surprised with that. I was like, man, roll this over, plop, unpack, I'm done. Next con, fold it up and everything.
Have you gotten the con crud yet?
I don't know what the con club is.
The con crud? Because you're in such a confined area, right? With so many people and you're shaking hands and blah, blah, blah. And a lot of these people, no, I shouldn't say a lot. Some of these people have less than ideal hygiene.
So no, I didn't run into that too much at all.
There's a lot of people who I knew a guy, an artist, who wrote a little book on, what to expect when you go to a con. And him and everybody else who does that kind of thing says bring a little thing of like Purell or hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I had
and use it
Purell
often.
anytime I did. I just didn't want to get whatever they had or give whatever I had as a politeness.
Right.
And I also had sanitizing wipes just to kind of wipe. So I had a map on my table too, which people love to just come up and look at the map. And I would just wipe it from time to time. It was laminated. I didn't care.
That's a good idea, though. That's probably why you didn't get sick from eating it.
Yeah. That one other thing, art item that I did. I printed out character art that I got commissioned just for me, and someone told me, they're like, "Why don't you just have poster cards of that?" I was going to get the poster cards done, and I was like, "Wait, this is expensive. I'm not going to do this." They were like, "Wait, print it as a picture," because you could get them for like 2 cents, 3 cents a picture that way, and it's still a poster card size, and actually looks kind of nicer with the shine and everything with the art that I did. That worked. That was another nice way to get people to come up and some of those goodies you could give away.
I think sometimes you just have to try things that you would never think would work, and just spend the $30 on it and see how it goes, and you'll be amazed. But it depends. Sometimes you got to bring it to 2 or 3 places, because sometimes people are buying books and sometimes they're not, and it might be the same show different years.
Yeah, this sticker on the back. Silly goose on the loose. One thing I said was, "Who wants to feed my goose with their credit card?" And that worked. It comboed well. So
I have another random question for you, Laura. Did I tell you ahead of time that you were in Proxima Station, or did you discover that when you read it?
When I started on page 1. There's a small dent in your book. As you know, I love talking about myself. I literally was like, I opened it up and I get there and I'm like, so that makes sense now with the bingo card. Everything was clicking. I gotta skip page 1 because I don't like seeing myself ever. This is why I don't do social media.
So
it made me laugh. It did. It just was. It blindsided me.
So there were a couple people who I was like, I want to put you in the book, and you're not going to be a nice person, so I want your blessing. And there's others just like cameos. I'm like, nah. Like Poppy, when I told her you're going to be the general who wants the job at the space station, so you're going to try to sabotage. She's like, "Oh, I'm a badass. All right," and she was so thrilled.
I enjoy.
Oh, that's Poppy?
Yeah.
Tobias in there is amazing. I like Tobias.
So yeah, I the goons or whatever. I was like, I'm putting people's names like Tim McKay and Isaac Anderson. Yep, they're going in here. That was just kind of a.
Your Pete and repeat joke had me giggling. I was like, yes. Bro, did you vote against that?
No, not at all.
So,
I'm just curious why EL thinks I'm Negative Nelly.
Oh, because when you were talking about the grime.
Oh, right. That's not being Negative Nelly. That's being conscious.
Prepared. Realistic.
I'm trying to keep people safe.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay.
So
carry on.
So I have to mention, Laura, did you notice you have the errata edition? So when I had it, if you go to chapter 3, the first page, my proofreader, who is not Ro, she's like, you know what? You don't capitalize the H in human, so we're not going to capitalize any of these alien species. And I was like, I understand what you're saying. I just disagree. So I did find and replace for all. And errati is one of the species, ERATI. So I just said find and replace, and I didn't think about the fact that those letters.
Is that why acceleration?
Yes, it has a capital E in the middle of it. Yes.
I was like, why? No. So my phone copy has it too, and I was like, is he trying to make a joke with Excel with this? Like I was thinking.
What weird thing is Mike doing now?
So and I had no idea this happened until we had Amber Toro on here, and she's like, "Mike, I loved your book, but I didn't get the in joke for why the random E's are capitalized in words." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then I was like, "Oh no,
Mike obviously
operation."
reviews his books.
Yeah, operation is another word that has ERATI in it. So yeah, capital E there. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So I now have. I went through my initial thing of hardbacks, so now the new hardbacks do not have that. But I have lots of paperbacks, people. If you want to buy the errata edition, I have plenty of paperbacks left to sell.
I thought you were just trying to make it like slightly more physics, but with a little wink nod that everything just happens in Excel.
Yes,
Excel's all powerful.
That is exactly what I was doing. And see, I even have a pin here that says, "Ooh, that calls for a spreadsheet." Yes, that is my new answer. Everyone ignore what I just said. It's because of my love of spreadsheets that I did that. Yes.
That's not a love of spreadsheet. You have a kind of a weird spreadsheet fetish.
I see that you got to use your spreadsheets on Royal Road. People love those things. I don't.
What?
Yes, they are obsessed with keeping track of stats. I can't do it. My Excel sheets are ugly like no other. But there's people who are like, okay, so because they did meditation for this long, they got a half a point. Now because they got a half a point, this bumps up this stat, and this bumps up that stat. They build out all these formulas.
I wanted to, what I've been doing here is I haven't been ignoring you all. I've been looking for a couple of photos. And now that we are well past the point where we were talking about this is going to seem oddly out of place. But some of the things that you might see that people sell at these shows.
Oh, yeah, the wands.
These people just had a tremendous line of wands. And they were like anywhere from like, I think, $40 to $80 a piece or some nonsense like that. And the strangest thing I've ever seen happened right in front of me one year. And this is it.
So I have a magic wand comment after you're done, Ru.
This dude proposed.
That's amazing.
Like, at a Comic-Con, they came over and said, "Do you mind if I propose to my girlfriend here?" It's like, hell no. you do that all day, man. I want to take some pictures. And yeah.
That is awesome.
You see it all at a Comic-Con.
But I mean, they're both passionate about that kind of stuff. I see the joy of doing your hobby at the con. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So when I went to Three Rivers Comic-Con, which was a terrible Comic-Con, but anyway, one of the guys there, he actually had a textbook on how to make a magic wand. 32 chapters. He had questions in the back that you had to answer. I mean, it was that thick textbook on how to make magic wands, and then he sold magic wands also.
Wow.
And I'm like, how many people in this world want a book on how to make magic wands? I'm confused.
Did he sell any?
Yeah, of course.
Well, then a few.
So, and
Do you
Laura,
have a cookbook in your house, Mike?
Yeah, I don't follow them. But,
have you ever used it?
not in the last 8 years.
There you go.
So, Laura, I have a question for you to see if your opinion on this. I know what Rose is. So, when I took my nephew to New York,
this is twisted.
I was like, you know what? We got to make sure we get the most out of it. So I actually made a spreadsheet. So this is our 5-day trip. It begins at 7 a.m. and runs till midnight. And I blocked off all the time for all the things we're going to do for the 5 days.
Even basic training didn't go 17 hours a day.
Now I know people who do this.
And it is a thing of beauty. It's one of the things I'm most proud of. And my nephew thought I was crazy.
No, my uncle does this. Him and his wife, they do that wherever they go. They block it out like that.
You know other people like this?
And the best part was that there was a woman at work, and she's like horrified. She goes, "Oh my God, there's no time for spontaneous things if you do this." I'm like, "Oh yes, there is." On Wednesday, I have an hour booked for spontaneity time. But we're starting at Central Park, and we have to be here at the end of the hours. But how we get there in that hour is completely up. And she's like, "That's not spontaneous." I'm like, yes, it is. It's scheduled.
No, that's not my family is. They only like an hour a day of freedom kind of thing, and that's because their traveling is that hour. But I won't lie, you will see so much with them. You just gotta move really fast.
So what I did not tell my nephew, because I was like, what do you want to see? And then I was like, what else is there to fill out the thing? And I was like, okay, whatever I want to see, we're going to do early in the day, because if I get tired and we end up not doing this stuff later, I want to make sure I see all the things I want to see. So it's your vacation, Johnny, but since you don't want to give feedback, I'm going to make sure that I see all the things I want to see.
Vacation. That's a valuable lesson. You can't, I mean, how many times do people go, hey, what do you want for dinner? I don't know. And then you take them somewhere and all they do is complain.
Yeah.
Like, you should have said something when I asked.
So, yeah, you just tell them, I'm doing this for you, and then you do what you want to do. Yeah, it's great.
Yep.
And actually, the other thing that just made me so happy is because he's like, I want to see a Broadway play. I want to see I was like, okay, fine. What do you want to see? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, here's the site. Here's the week we're there. Pick it out. And he just never did. He's like, I want to see. What's the Wicked? And I was like, seriously, Wicked, the one that was just in Cincinnati, where you're from, and I looked and I was like, oh, look at that. Harry Potter, whatever that actor's name is, he's going to be in a play that week, 1 week only. And that he was just hugest fan. I was like, you know what? I begged you to go to this website and look, and you never did. So I'm like, fine, buying the Wicked tickets. And as we're walking, I'd forgotten about it. As we're walking there, we see an ad on the side of a bus thing or whatever. It says, 1 week only. And he's like, oh my God, can we go? I'm like, no, if you would have gone to the website, we could have, but you said Wicked, so we're going to Wicked. And these tickets are way too expensive for me not to use. So
that's fucking horrible, man.
Taught him a lesson.
Yes.
Again, it wasn't really his vacation; it was mine.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe.
Yes, yeah, Daniel Red. Yes,
Trinity got it. Yeah.
But everyone tells me how wonderful I am, and like, you have no idea. I am not.
Wow, you really are.
Oh. So there we go.
Like,
Stone Cold Mike. Yep. How you doing, Lucas?
Oh, anyway.
You got anything left on that list of yours there, Michael, or did you go through all of it?
Did we talk about Broken Binding live?
No.
No, I don't think we did.
We got Broken Binding then. And we also have soup recipes you have to give us.
It is that time of year. I'm like really excited. I just had enchilada soup the other day. So.
But anyway, tell us about your Broken Binding. Because how does this happen? Can I do Broken Binding on any book, or do you have to have a certain level of, competence?
That I actually don't know.
Or sales.
Again, I don't know. So I contacted them through customer service and did this whole spiel speech on a few drinks. I saw someone else had a book on there, and I was like, well, why can't I put my book there? Let's reach out to them. And I just wrote out, and it was right around the time I got picked as the semifinalist for Spiffo.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, let's use this pitch everywhere. Ha ha ha. And I didn't hear anything from them for over a month initially, but that's because they were busy becoming the publishing house behind the scenes. And when they actually did reach out to me, it was the day after they announced that Ryan Cahill had signed with them and everything. That was such a cool contract. And to see how far Broken Binding has come from when they first started, they're pretty young actually. And that was really cool to kind of talk about. So, I got in contact with, his name was Sean, and we exchanged emails. He told me about the process of, we could do a special edition setup and try to talk about it. If go through Kickstarter combo, we can do just one of your regular books and do a signed numbered one, or just do, paperbacks kind of through the store. Generally, they don't really prefer to do the paperbacks. I'll just tell you that they do try to limit what's there. And because I believe Delilah, why am I blanking on her? Petition author. I'm blanking on her name. Her duology is up there, special edition kind of thing. And so, and they are picky on which books they want, not a paperback generally, but the readers like the hardbacks.
Right.
So they'll put it up there, and they decided as we continue to go through, they didn't really know how my book was going to do. So let's just do a pre-order and see how many numbers come in instead of doing like a Kickstarter or something. And this was fine. So he was guiding me because I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I don't even know how to do the Kickstarter. I tried looking at it once and I was like, yeah, this is a lot more than I thought. And I don't know if I could keep my commitment to the customers if I had to do that later. Like, let's say it exploded it or something, I would fail them. And I don't want to deal with that. I would want to keep it simple. Here is a book, and this is the book you guys get. I'm not going to do add-ons. And that's not really a Kickstarter. So I'm kind of glad they didn't do that path.
Yep. And
so we went ahead. They said, go ahead, just take your time to get in the hard book design. We'll go through there. And which we did. We took our time and it set up, done, and everything. And yeah, it was, about the Kickstarter. So we got it done, made sure did an initial print here to me to confirm that it looked fine and was what I wanted. I needed help with Ingram because I'll be honest, I didn't even know how to do Ingram Spark. There's 2 different pages apparently to design a book. I was in the wrong page. My friend was like, no, I see it right there. And I'm like, here's a screenshot of my page. She's like, where are you? I'm like, I don't know. My only option's a velvet book, apparently. I can't do a hardback.
Ooh, velvet, you don't get that often.
Yeah. It was like their new cloth covers or whatever. But that was my only option for hardback. I don't even know where I went to get there. I know, and I work in IT, so that was an embarrassing story to share. Like, I'm lost. And
well,
so
there wasn't that little trail at the top of the page to help you find your way back. So
yeah, no, I don't have my file path. No. So we went ahead and got it done and told him about it. And he's like, yeah, let's just go ahead and do the pre-order. By the time we decided on that, I think it was February. So then they put the announcement out for the pre-order May kind of thing. And then we got to see how many books we got ordered. And I was happy. I got the 40 books through them and I mailed them the tip pages. And it turned out I mailed them the wrong tip page size. I have no clue how I measured the wrong tip size. I must have mixed up and grabbed my paperback when I was getting them sized instead of my hardback because they're different. So I had to go quickly mail new tip sizes to them. And a tip this was a new term for me that they had to help out with, was just this little insert. And then what they do is they glue it in the book. Oh. And that's how they get the number. They'll add their own emboss on here and write what number it is and everything.
Oh, okay.
So that's where that comes from. And it was a fun process to learn about and kind of see behind the curtain on it.
So, question for you, because I know Zach Argyle, he has his book, when he completed his trilogy, so now he has a compendium, and he has one you can buy. Then he has one he only sells at Comic-Cons for like $100. So could you say, I want 50 of these broken binding books, and if I sell out, then I want 50 more, or is it just a one-time run sort of thing?
They told me they're leaving it up there. I haven't heard if they wanted more books or not yet. Personally, they deal with so many customers. I'm like, if they want it, they'll come to me. They have my contact info.
Well, no, if I did that, I would want to, I want 50 of these. I'm going to take them to Comic-Cons and say, this is exclusive, Comic-Con only.
No, so it's I set it up through Ingram, so I can still order them through Ingram to come back to me. I paid for Ingram to ship them to them, and I picked a printer there in the UK to print to them and everything to keep the cost down and go from there.
Tim McKay has just joined us at
Hey, Tim.
50 minutes in. Thanks, Tim.
You're late,
here, bud.
but we'll take it. That's okay. We're not picky.
Yeah, we have lost a subscriber during this show. I don't know how. Oh,
Ugh.
damn YouTube.
They're cleaning up the bots or something. That's always, I'm terrible about following my stats on the Royal Road site. And I'm like, oh, look at my graphs going up. And it dropped. Darn it. I haven't even posted things. That's also when I know like scalpers are hitting the sites because they'll be like, so I only have 74 chapters in total on that website. And they'll generally I get like 200, 300 views on a daily basis, even now with the story done. And then out of the blue, it'll be like 1,000. I'm like, bots are hitting it.
Wow, you get that many people every day looking at your stuff?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't even have an ad going or anything. It's kind of nice to see them just kind of trickle in.
So, will you be on next year? Will you be so big that the little people, Ro and I, you won't bother because
I would love if Erin Amberson, she wrote the Apocalypse Parenting book. I would love if she ever just like read my book one day. That would just be consider a big success.
Oh, guess what? I don't mean to brag, but I did just get an email from a fellow author who just wants to know how things are going with me. Michelle Obama.
Really?
Yes, I'm sure it's legit.
Yeah,
I'm sure she has a Gmail account.
Oh man,
nice.
All those good read bots lately. I had Sarah J. Maas give my book a 5-star. I was so in shock. They even want to be my friend. Oddly enough, their account was only 2 days old, but
well, she heard about your book. She heard about your book, and she had to get an account just to reach out to you. Yeah, that's what happened. Mm-hmm. Yep, you've made it onward and upward. So
I got one silly thing. Can I share? So I was traveling once during the summer. Actually, I decided to try to design the next book that would be set in the world of Sunset Sovereign, not tied to the story of Sunset Sovereign at all. You don't need to read them. And I really
do need to read it. You absolutely do need to read Sunset Sovereign. It's amazing.
I'm trying to figure out how to make it. Now I just need the time to write it. I have it outlined. The artist did not understand what I meant by the wizard at all. I was like, no, I need him carrying a tree. And so I did like a hand drawing. I was like, wizard holding a tree.
Hold on, keep it up there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not an artist at all. I was like, no, I need them actually holding that tree. Like the
so
roots.
You have a baby in a trench coat holding a rose. What are you looking for?
Yeah. So I had to send them that picture and everything. And that's one thing I had fun showing people at cons. I'll be like, you want a sneak peek of my great artistic value for the next cover? The cover actually looks...
You can sell that.
Yeah, apparently. Little hotel memo that I wrote on. Yes, see, he gets my art. He understands it's a potted tree.
So, because we're bringing up stuff like this, I just sent this out to my cover artist for book 3, and I was like, this is what I want, and this is why I love my artist, because this is what I send him. This is Tim. He's wearing this outfit. This alien shoots him with a sonic gun. That's the gun. He falls into a cactus patch. He looks like this. And I'm like, draw me this scene. And I don't tell him what angle or anything else, and he will just come back with something that's wonderful. And
that's actually pretty helpful, though. You gave a visual of what the person looks like, kind of an idea of their build, and what's stuck on them, their clothes. I love the alien. That's amazing.
So, and that's Timothy Robert, author. He's going to be in the book 3, and then this is the second one I gave him, where this alien has a rattlesnake bite him in the shoulder. The rattlesnake cannot get its teeth out, so he's running towards you, smiling because he's all happy he got bit by a poisonous snake. So yeah, that's what you're going to get. And if you thought I was going to get less silly, you are wrong.
That's amazing.
So
I mean, yeah. It's been fun, yeah.
So, And this is when I finally get the first 6 books in Proxima Station written. I'm going to do a compendium. I'm going to have lots of artwork. So I'm thinking 2 pictures per book. And so these are going to be book 3's 2 pictures. So now you know.
I like how you keep talking about this 6-book series that you're writing book 2 right now?
Yes, but they're novellas. I will have at least 3, if not 3 and 4 out next year.
I appreciate your little like current draft status, or where the books are on your newsletters. They're always helpful, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. How you come along? And then out of the blue, I feel like there's sometimes like you forget to update the graphic because it's like, oh, I actually finished that book. Now we're done with that other book too, and here we are.
Well, I had a system. I was like, this is what I'm going to do, and then Proxima Station took over my life. Haley 2 is ready. I just have to edit it and send it to Ro. I could be done in a month, and I'm like, I tried. I was like, no, I really want to write Proxima 2. So that's just sitting back in the sooner or later I'll get to it, but I have to write Proxima 2, and it's not a desert planet EL. It's Area 51. Because the alien that shoots Timothy Robert, he wants to go audit Area 51. So that's the story, is that an alien is going to do an audit. And that is book 3, because audits are just fun and exciting.
I was going to say, nothing says excitement like an audit.
You never know what kind of dirt you'll dig up in the desert.
And they will have spreadsheets, and that alien will love the spreadsheets. I can tell you that. I haven't written it yet, but that is going to happen. That's
why they didn't get the dossiers until they were on the spaceship, because then it's not part of the audit that happens in 51. The real reason.
So yeah, sooner or later I'll get back to my fantasy series that published book 4 in January of 24, and I haven't started book 5 yet. So it'll be January of 27 probably when it comes out, and people start calling me George R.R. Martin.
Yeah, I wish.
At least the 3 people who really want the book to come out.
Have you seen his hair? Nobody's calling you George R. R. Martin. Gripping stories. I work with auditors. No, they do not.
I got to finish my book 3. I see you have the book 1 over there, and I have it outlined. I just got distracted by that monster of a serial story, and I just want that completed and done. And
so then I'll work on that one. When is your serial going to be out?
I don't know. I'm not setting deadlines with just things going on. There's lately there's times I only get like 20 minutes to write at night, and I'm just so exhausted with the end that I'm like, okay, we'll try to get a page done, and then I could go to sleep. So.
But that'll be the next one. Will be your Royal Road, right? That comes out.
I don't know. I'm still debating about just leaving it up there until I figure out if I want to continue it or not. Like I said, I'm leaving things. That's why I don't have too much going on, because I don't know what I'm doing. I got a cover done for I'm trying not to say the title for Sunset, and I got it outlined. I got book 3, Sunset, of my Theodre series outlined, and I know what I want to explore if I did that serial to, the theme I want to do, but it just requires time to write, so I'm just not setting any kind of deadlines. I was originally hoping to have book 3 of my Theodre written, done by February. Now I'm laughing to myself, like, that's not gonna happen. That thing's gonna be 120,000 words, and no.
Now you're hoping to start by February, right?
Yeah. Really, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah.
Too many ideas than not enough.
Yeah.
This is true. I will tell you though, now that I wrote this novella, I'm like, ooh, I could write a novel, or if I write a novella, that takes like 3 months, and I'm, I'm like, who's ever going to write a? This is why you don't write books over 500 pages, Tim McKay.
Last year, one of the early times you interviewed me, you were asking how I wrote Sunset Sovereign in 4 months. Now look who's writing them in 3. Like, he's enjoying it. It's fun. You're like, woo, book done.
Yeah, that's the only time. I mean, for me, the first draft takes at least 50% of all the time for me, because it's just, you're looking at an empty page going, it has to be interesting. What do I do? And I wrote that in under a month, the first draft, which I've never, my previous record was like 4.5 months. So I was like, yeah,
For me, it's editing. The second round of editing too. Like the first draft, I can finish drafts pretty quick, but they're only like my word count's generally way too low. I ended up adding 30% or double, depending on the book that happened, and so I could get through that fast, but because I skipped adding certain details and I didn't do enough foreshadowing, so I go back, flesh it out better, and the first round of edits does fine, and then I get to the second to try to. I think backwards randomly. So like it kind of comes out passive, but it's also I flip words in my mind. Santa Claus will be sometimes written out by accident Claus Santa. And even those first 2 times I read it, I did not realize I wrote it that way. But that's just how it is. So that when I write, I don't write clean drafts because of that. And I have to try to read them very slowly.
Say that again slowly.
So when I write, I flip words randomly. So instead of Santa Claus, I'll say Claus Santa. I'll flip those words. Mississippi River will become River Mississippi in my mind.
That's the French in you. That's fine.
I didn't even study French.
Yeah, I'm the same way. My first draft, I'm like, well, if I want to write 100,000 word book, I'm like, 60 to 70,000 in the first draft, and I'll be 100,000 when I'm done.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I sent Proxima 2 out to people as a draft. I was like, it's only 19,000. It'll be 30,000 when I'm done. But right now. So yeah, Roe.
Roe's having fun. Like
No, Mike and I
can drop it over and over.
Mike and I can both hit it, and like an old married couple who finish each other's sentences, we both do it at the same time.
Yeah.
So
all the time. So I don't want you to get out of here without you giving us some recommendations on books we should be reading.
Man, I've been doing a lot of self-help books lately. Great putting you to bed, but oh man. I mean, I've been enjoying your book, so there's that one. There you go.
I wasn't fishing for that. I swear that was not.
That's all good, Mike. That's fine.
Ro, I know your book. There you go. Thank you. I was just gonna say the job. Congrats on that. Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm trying to think of. Oh, I read Pilgrims. That was phenomenal. Who was the author of that book? I don't know. M.R. Leonard wrote that, and don't be scared away that it talks about like the religious faith at all, because it does such a phenomenal job explaining faith and pros, cons, negative, and even adds the fun science fiction part on it and everything. It was beautiful, extremely beautifully done. There's actually a scene in there. There's no violence in this scene. There's no yelling. It's a calm conversation. And I finished it. I was like, I feel so dirty with this. I cannot believe that happened. It was the build-up so well done. It's definitely one of the books where I say read that prologue, because that prologue made it. It sets the suspense. You don't know is that what happens in the prologue? Does that happen now? They're going to go bonkers. Does that happen at this moment? And it just constantly kind of makes you scared of what's going to happen, and why did the aliens start slaughtering everyone in the way they were? So it was
a good prologue is a thing of beauty, and people get all wound up. You get their knickers in a twist about prologues, and I don't get that.
Yeah, you did not need this prologue because it's repeated, summarized later in the book. But because if you read it, it just without it, I would say the book was probably a 7 for me. With it, I definitely put it up near the 9 out of 10 kind of thing. With it, it was very, very well done. And of course, I listened to it on the Sound Booth Theater, so I love those guys.
Prologue is 4 drinks late at night, next to closing time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love listening to the Sound Booth Theater. production stuff all the time. I mean, I got into them because of Dungeon Crawler Carl, but even like their Ben Wolf series stuff that they have on there is really good.
Nice. So,
well, I don't know if you've read Tim McKay's. I'm going to screw this up because I keep calling it Skyfall, and it's not. It's something else.
Skyfold.
Thank you.
That's his novella, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And EL has one coming out as well that I can recommend quite highly.
Instant the Peeling Head is the one I would recommend for people for just no apparent reason.
You're in this one too, though, Mike, I think.
I heard. Yeah. You heard about the story behind Instant Peeling Head? So I told the story on here, so I'll tell it again. Longtime listeners will sigh. But the last time they sent me to talk to a customer, my company, it was I went to see Henkel, who does Dial soap, and they do the cheaper brands typically, and they're in Phoenix. And my company sent me there in July, which was probably sending a message. They also sent me to Minneapolis that year in January. So clearly did not get the message. But so I'm in Phoenix, and I'm going to talk about shampoos and conditioners. And the week before, I was out doing yard work, so I ended up getting sunburn on top of my head. So as I'm there to talk about shampoos and conditioners, my head is peeling.
Oh.
So yeah, it's peeling, so it looks like I have leprosy, and I'm going to talk about our products for shampoos and conditioners, which is why I've never gone to see a customer since.
Why would they send you anyway?
They thought I had a talent that was, undiscovered. They learned that was not true.
Sending you to talk about shampoo and conditioners, like sending me to talk about the great benefits of an exercise machine. Right? There's no way that equates to sales.
So anyway, when I was telling this story, I was like, yeah. So then Mike of the Peeling Head is there talking to Henkel about our products, and EL's like, I'm going to write a story about that. I'm like, do it. And so the Instant the Peeling Head, the bad guy is Mike Molman.
There you go.
Yeah, and yeah, he is not a nice person, which I'm fully support. So,
does he take people on vacations that they took their time off of and control it all? And the best part is they give them forewarning. They're that vile. Like, here's a heads up of what's to come, the torture. Make sure you go by the bus stop so they know what they're missing too, what they could have done.
So actually the worst thing Actually, the worst thing of all when we were there is we did all these things in New York City and like 30 different things. And I was like, okay, Johnny, what was your favorite thing? He's like, the Apple Store. That was his favorite. Well, I mean, the store they have there, it's a big glass box. It just has the Apple logo, no words. And then you go inside and you go down the escalator to the actual store. Mm-hmm. So you just see this empty corner in Manhattan. But he's like, the Apple Store, that was so cool. And I'm like, I just want to kick you off the train. I was like,
this whole city full of bright colorfulness, he wants the most minimalistic corner.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, I'm glad I ruined your day by telling you Daniel Radcliffe was performing and we didn't get to see it. I'm like, you deserve it because that's freaking Apple Store. I hate Apple products. They were not made for me. So
the other way to look at this all, of course, Mike, is that your pre-planned smorgasbord of yawn. The Apple Store was the big hit in that.
Oh no, I knew. No, I knew he was one of those Apple people, and it was right next to Central Park. So I was like, we're going to go buy it. I'm not going to tell him it wasn't on the spreadsheet because I knew he'd like it. I just didn't think it'd be his ultimate favorite. That, and he went to the American Eagle store. He's like, it's 3 floors. I'm like, yeah, but it's also a 40-foot by 40-foot square footprint. So 3 floors is nothing, It's New York, but yeah, we are very different people, my nephew and I. He's actually a medical doctor now, and I make shampoos. So there's a slight difference between us.
Truer words have never been spoken. And that's a good time right there.
So
sorry, I'm looking at something else now.
So.
All right, when are we back again, Mike?
Next week.
The 13th. That is what 10, 11, 12, Monday.
Monday. And who are we with on Monday?
Someone with 2 first names, Miriam Yvette. Monday's a holiday, dude.
What?
No, it's a fake holiday.
Do I have the day off? Yes, I do. It's a holiday.
It's a fake
That
holiday.
is technically a holiday, yeah.
So
anyway, all right. So it is Miriam Yvette at 8 p.m. And
for people up north, it is also a holiday.
Nice.
Children of Rima, After Dark, and Excalibur's King, looks like. This looks suspiciously like it might wander into the romantasy.
It is definitely romantasy.
Okay.
We had almost romantasy this Monday.
Well, there's romance and there's romance.
I saw those covers. I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Trinity. When's Canadian Turkey Day?
Monday.
On a Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Whatever. You do you up there. That's fine.
And they enjoy. They actually take times off. Vacation is healthy. We need to embrace this.
Yeah. I read his book, and that ain't romantic.
Yeah.
Those titles. Yeah, I had to look. I actually did when I looked a couple of those up before we said yes to him coming on. I actually did open up a the hell's it called?
Preview.
Incognito window. And I'm glad I did. So
I did that.
That was a good talk. Jeff was a good guy. He was interesting.
Yep.
And that dude is a writing fool. So
I'm jealous of people that get to put out that speed. I mean, that's great.
I mean, he's got stuff going all the time, so good for him.
Yeah.
And there's obviously a market for it, so who's to say?
So, Laura, before we go, I do want to ask you, I should have asked you, 50 minutes ago. So you have Unchosen, that's the Theedry?
Yeah, Theedry trilogy.
Yep. Theedry, it's going to be a trilogy, and then you have the Sunset Sovereign, you're writing another book in that world. Mm-hmm. Do you have another world you want to do? Are you finished with those 2 worlds after you finish book 2 and book 3?
I don't know, because like you, I do enjoy the quick novella turnaround. And just having it out. I don't want to set anything. I know I'll probably continue down the lit RPG path. I forgot. You got your you got that. I got a nice opportunity there that I want to kind of explore when I have more time. So
do you like having 3 series open all at once?
Sunset's wrapped up. That is not open.
Well, the world you're going back to that world though. The wizard with the potted tree.
Wizardry. I'm trying to that. Do I like having 3 open to keep on subject on that? No, because it's like a growing list of things I can't do. But I also like that I'm able to continuously create and everything. I try writing on my phone right now to continue to get it. It's only like a sentence or 2 at a time, but hey, I have a few pages now, of just squeezing it in when I can. So.
No, see, I end up just writing on Post-it notes, like this.
Yep.
And then I have like literally 100 of these spread around my computer desk. And I just found one last week for Haley Traveler, the one, the book I published last year. And I was like, that would have been a good idea.
Too late now. You're not going to edit it like acceleration.
So Haley had the extra chapter. Proxima had the capitalized E's. What can I do wrong this time? What I thought when I published
are endless, Mike.
When I published Becoming a Druid, I was horrified, and now I just laugh at how silly I was.
That's the way you gotta go with it.
When I published the book, I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't put first edition." Oh my! So when I fixed my typos, I was like, Okay, so now it says first edition, so there's a Xerox edition out there that doesn't say what edition it is. So if you're one of those 32 people, you have true collectible.
I don't even know if I updated this numbers. I'm so bad about that. Yeah. I don't know if that's because I'm like, if no one knows, no one's reading it, who's keeping track of it?
So
There you go. That's what I always think too. It's like,
So when I'm ready to publish, I have to put in the front and the back matter or whatever. So I literally go to my previous book, copy and paste, and I'm horrified I'm going to forget, and it's going to be like the ISBN numbers are going to be for a different book, and the copyright page. I'm like, that hasn't happened yet, but there's so many opportunities. Yeah, so many opportunities. So yeah, I'm sure. And then I have at the back, I have like several people's books. I'm like, you should check these books out. They're awesome. And I'm like, I should maybe rotate these out and put newer books by people in there. And then I'm like, yeah, but I already have it, and it's still a book. You can still buy it, so why would I change? So Sunset Sovereign and Magic's Genesis the Gray, they're both in the back.
Yep. My husband found that. He was like, "Oh, cool, you're in
well,
here."
You should definitely just leave it for this one. I wouldn't worry about it, but next time maybe change it up.
So,
I initially did joke, by the way, at the start of the year, you were my number one seller by far. I was like, man, Mike's selling my books better than I am.
He's out there. He's hitting the pavement, meeting the people.
It goes in spurts because I couldn't keep. I'm like, I need more, Laura. I need more, and then Molly McCobb's book just started taking off.
Graves. Yeah.
And I still say that because I'm like, oh, you like romance? Do you like horror? Do you like horror and romance? And they're like, there is such a thing? And I'm like, yes. And so I can still sell hers, but like Tobias Youngblood, his is the only urban fantasy I have, and so I sell out of his all the time. And when I say, hey, Death Sketch, he asked his 10-year-old son, he's like, what's scary? Let's write a book together. And his son just vomited out all these ideas, and then he wrote it. So he put them both down as co-authors.
Oh.
And when I tell people that, they're like, I want to have it. I can't keep that book in stock.
That's awesome.
I went through 10. I was like, how many do you have? We did an event. I was like, how many do you have left? He goes, I have like 12. I'm like, I'll take them, all of them. He's like, well, I might want one or two in case someone wants. I was like, fine, you can have 2, but give me the rest.
Order some more.
Yeah. That's great.
So,
Mike, that's such a great idea you're doing.
Well, this is how everyone you can, have 30 books on your table where you can go nuts like me. I think I have 80 titles now, which I can't display all at one time, even when I have my 3. Yeah, I can display like 72 titles, so I always have to be like
sitting behind a wall of books.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for him to get a little iron helmet and come out one day going.
Oh my, that would sell. I bet you. I bet you I would sell books if I did that.
Oh yeah. You'd at least get some people coming over looking to make sure you're all right.
Or maybe I just need to get a little crochet thing and put it on a fishing pole and like throw it over and then reel them back into the table.
Yes.
Get the dollar.
Get the dragon. Get the dragon.
And look, it's flying.
Another thing, James Maxey, when I share tables, he has a little hand puppet of a dragon.
I remember telling you the fist bump.
Yeah, he'll be like, you want to fist bump the dragon? And he gets more people to come over to the table to fist bump his hand puppet. And he's like, oh, by the way, I have 25 books. Let's talk about them.
Wow. It's amazing what works.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, Comic-Con is the place where you see a mashup of Beaker and the Hulk. So,
yeah,
you never knew you needed the Beaker Hulk in your life until you've seen it, and then you go, that needs to exist.
Yes. And you can get gnome homes for $8.
Jeez. Way to bring it back full circle. Well done. Look at you with the transition.
I have a spreadsheet.
How he's always organized.
You take penicillin for that, I
think. So anyway, Laura, is there anything we should have asked you and we didn't?
No. Next time I'll promise to try to get a book. I'll try.
You're living the author life where you feel guilty if you don't put a book out, and then you feel like, did I rush it once you do? And yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, I
You're probably
definitely am.
waiting for that Fantasy Feud final.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't mention.
I can't. Griff Morris for winning at the same time.
Yes.
Take your time because a lot of them have just. I mean, some of us even moved across countries or out of country. So
Really?
it's oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's been bonkers for that group. we kind of just chat like we're still here, and then go.
We'll have to
But yeah.
we'll have to do it this calendar year, Mike.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's going to be hanging over us.
Have to
Yeah,
know.
because everyone talks about. Oh, wait, no, that's just you. Literally, it's you, Ro.
He has fun with it. Let him have his fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Harsh
because
my
he
hard, man.
That's because he gets the host, and meantime, I'm like, okay, gotta get this. And I'm
You're
working
running
behind
your
this.
spreadsheet. That's your happy place, right?
Yeah, but if there's time restraints, I don't like time restraints. Yeah, I like to sit and be one with my spreadsheet.
You didn't enjoy popping out going. Eh.
That seems to be everyone's favorite, but
I did.
Thanks, EL. You have a good night, man.
Having a good night. Yeah.
And I guess we should say good night to everybody else too.
Yep. Laura,
Yeah.
thanks for coming on. You need to come on more often because we always get lots and lots of people who want to hear what you have to say. So
You
Next-
liven up the place. And
Yep.
we won't even blame you for us, losing a
Losing that
subscriber
one.
since you've been here tonight. So oh, no.
Trinity, yeah, Trinity, you found page one. He
oh, see, Laura's going to take over.
I could do
Okay.
it. I could pop up. We'll switch up sounds. Go. Eh.
And with that, thank you all for
Okay.
joining us. Appreciate your time. Have a good night.